Hello guys and welcome to a Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order running on two Titan RTX SLI through NVLink bridge and Core i9 9900K overclock at 5300 MHz per each core or 5.3 GHz per each core and 32 GB of system RAM. Today, during this video, I'm going to show you 4K resolution, 16 divided by 9 aspect ratio, which is 3840 pixels by 2160 pixels. I'm going to show you 3 different presets. I'm going to show you epic, then I'm going to show you epic, but anti-aliasing I'm going to show you at medium, the minimum possible, lowest possible settings, and then I'm going to show you the at medium, everything at medium. Okay, so we're going to start with epic 4K resolution. Let's go ahead and get going. Full screen. I'm going to start from the beginning of the level, of the first level. We're going to have some animation based on a game engine, which we can use as a benchmark as well when I'm going to do the split screen in one of my videos, when I'm going to show you single Titan RTX versus two Titan RTX and SLI in games. And we can use this right now, this benchmark. As you can see, it's based on the game engine. It's not the preloaded video. In future GPU architecture tests or PC hardware component tests. Okay, it's such a beautiful, you probably can hear my fans, dual fan design on each Titan RTX is very loud, especially when two of them running on the same computer in the same room, but they're running cooler than two RTX 2080 Ti because the heatsink design is smaller than RTX 2080 Ti video cards, so they're running cooler than two RTX 2080 Ti video cards in SLI. Keep that in mind. However, when you're running SLI on two Titan RTXs, it's impossible to run it on air above 2000 MHz per GPUs because it's unstable when you're running SLI. As again, there is a possibility that you can go above 2000 MHz when you're running single Titan RTX, but when you're running SLI, it's very stressful and it's unstable without any modifications, without thermal paste compound repasting, and with the stock cooling. Keep that in mind.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so this one will be, is again 4K resolution, everything at epic, untouched, epic preset. Let's go ahead and have a look, guys. To be able to run 5300 MHz per each core or 5.3 GHz per each core of my Core i9 9900K, I emulated my Core i9 9900K to act as Core i5 9600K. So it requires less voltage because I disabled two cores and I disabled the hyper threading technology. So to run the CPU stable at 5.3 GHz, it requires less voltage, and it's not running ultra hot, and it's stable at 5.3 GHz per core, but only with 6 cores, 6 threads. And this type of scenario, guys, will be on any i9 9900K. It's impossible to run at 5.3 GHz at stock unless 0.1% your processor will be cherry picked. Otherwise, average processors in the store 9900K will pretty much be stable at maximum 5 GHz per core, maybe 5.1 GHz per core. After that point, you need to shut down two cores and hyper threading technology to keep it at 5.3 GHz stable. And the higher frequency, the higher FPS instead of cores, because I'm not utilizing even 92% of my cores, as you can tell, so I'm fine with that.
No problem. I'll improvise.
With 6 cores, 6 threads, but higher frequency will give me much more benefits in terms of the FPS. The purpose of this video is not the gameplay. The purpose of this video to show you the information data at the right top corner, updated every second, as you can see, guys, so we can compare this data in the future PC comparisons and benchmarks and etc, etc, etc. So this game is beautiful, as you can see, and you're going to have a lot of fun while playing this game. Alright, so I'm sitting a little bit far away, so you're not gonna hear my fans with my mic, and my wireless keyboard is kinda crappy. Okay, here we go. The game has beautiful visuals, guys, especially when you're playing at 4K resolution, as you can tell, but it's going to tax on your video card, so be prepared. You need to have at least something like RTX 2080 Ti to be able to run it in 4K resolution at playable FPS, such as way above 30 FPS. Or RTX, I would say way above 30 FPS, you will need RTX 2080 video card at least, or GTX 1080 Ti. But if you want to have 60 FPS in 4K resolution, you want to have at least RTX 2080 Ti video card. Okay. In SLI, guys, 2 RTX 2080 Ti will show you plus minus 2 FPS, about the same as you can see right now that I'm running on Titan RTX and SLI, because as you can see my GPU utilization is way below 97% per GPU 1 and GPU 2 right now. And this is the SLI profile that's supported by NVIDIA. So it's not that good SLI scalability, as you can see. Sometimes it's getting to above 90 per GPU 1 and GPU 2, but in most cases it's not good SLI scalability. And good SLI scalability is 97% per GPU 1 and GPU 2. It's not the case, and very good SLI scalability will be 9900% or excellent SLI scalability. It's not the case, so pretty much RTX 2080 Ti, 2 of those video cards in SLI will show you about the same performance. Like right now, as you can see, I'm scaling above 90%, so pretty much I'm at least 1.9 times faster than single Titan RTX. But keep in mind, guys, that I'm going to do the split screen, and I'm going to show you how the single Titan RTX runs, and when I'm going to underline my experience with 2 RTX 2080 Ti versus 2 Titan RTXs in SLI, or when I'm going to underline my experience with the Titan RTX single video card versus 2 Titan RTX in SLI. I'm going to do the split screen, and I'm going to show you guys this game as well. So we're going to use this preloaded benchmark, which is not preloaded, loaded benchmark with the game engine as our benchmark in this game. Alright guys, so let me real quick go ahead and switch now. I'm going to go ahead and like I told you, I'm going to use the anti-aliasing at medium, the lowest possible settings. Let's go ahead and accept that, and let me real quick reload the game. As you can see, VRAM usage was below 8000 megabytes, which is 8 gigabytes, so you will be good to go even with the video cards below 8 gigabytes if you're playing 1080p for sure with the cheap video cards. Okay guys, so everything epic except the medium and anti-aliasing. Let's go ahead and get going. The game, guys, is beautiful. Beginning is so-so, but the game has a beautiful 3D animation based on game engine. It looks like a Pixar movie. You're going to enjoy a lot by playing this game, and I certainly will tell you that this game worth $20, but not above $20, because it doesn't have that much, addiction to the game. It's kind of interesting, but at some points for the Star Wars fans, but at some point it's kind of boring. but with the very beautiful visuals. Keep that in mind. So a lot of people will love it. It depends what kind of games you like. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people will love this game, especially in terms of visuals. This game is amazing. Look at this. This is rendering with the game engine, and looks like a Pixar movie almost. This is not pre-rendered video. It's rendering in real time, guys. So as you can see, guys, with two RTX 2080 Ti or with the two Titan RTXs and SLI at 4K resolution, you're going to have a solid experience, guys, way above 100 FPS. So if you have 4K resolution 120 Hz screen, you better have two RTX 2080 Ti or two Titan RTXs and SLI or better video cards to be able to run this game at 4K resolution at 120 Hz if you wanna lock resync and constantly receive 120 Hz FPS. Okay, the game is beautiful, guys. I really like the way the hair in this game is amazing, and beautiful. Okay, so this is the epic presets, but anti-aliasing at medium. Because as you can see, when you're running 4K resolution or above, 6 core 6 thread CPU will be more than enough, guys, to play any games. 99.3 I mean 99.9% I tested. I didn't see any games that was utilizing my CPU above 92% in 4K resolution or above when I'm running 6 core 6 threads. And as again, to be able to run 5300 MHz per each core stable, you must disable 2 cores and disable the hyper-threading technology to reach the 5.3 GHz per each core. Otherwise your i9-9900K will be crashing on you and it will be unstable. I believe maximum average user CPU will go to up to 5.1 GHz per core if you like it, but most of them will be like stuck at 5.0 GHz, which is 5 GHz per core, and 300 MHz additional frequency, guys, will give you about 1-2 FPS as guaranteed. And let's say if you're recording with a Shadowplay is taxing 2 FPS, so pretty much this overclock up to 5.3 GHz per core pretty much will compensate you the Shadowplay recording. Hopefully this makes sense. Look at this. The game looks beautiful. Based on Unreal Engine, but it feels like CryEngine, guys. A little bit. In terms of the render. Reminds me a little bit of CryEngine. Or a Frostbite, I would say, but doesn't feel like a Unreal Engine. Okay, so I'm playing with a wireless keyboard and I'm at the distance and somehow doesn't work right. Here we go. Most of the cases, guys, the GPU utilization will be great, so you at least will be 1.7 times faster than single RTX 2080 Ti or 1.7 times faster than single Titan RTX. Will be guaranteed for you. Look, the game has a beautiful visuals, guys. You're going to enjoy it. And for people, especially the console players that have a lot of third view games, you will enjoy this game. But PC doesn't have a lot of third view games, but this is something new for the PC gamers, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot of fans on this game as well, especially if you are a Star Wars fan. This is the game that has beautiful single player and a lot of hours to play and a great story. This one reminds me a little bit of 3D Mark Firestrike. Wow, guys, at the medium, look at this. Anti-aliasing was still below 100 FPS sometimes, as you can tell.
Sounds like scrap rats. Just passing through, guys.
I'm pretty sure at medium, when I'm going to switch to medium. Okay, right now we are utilizing above 8000 megabytes or 8 gigabytes of VRAM, as you can see. So pretty much to run this game comfortably at 4K resolution, actually you will need, guys, to have, okay, never mind, because I don't want to go there anyways. You need to have at least 11 gigabyte of VRAM on your video card. So I would say RTX 2080 Ti video card or GTX 1080 Ti if you want to play comfortable at 4K resolution will be required. Otherwise you're going to overload your VRAM and you're going to store some information into the system RAM, and this will limit you in terms of the FPS as well. So medium, completely everything at medium now. Let's go ahead and have a look, and that's going to be it. And in the end of this video, guys, I'm going to show you a little bit about my PC, some information about my PC specs, and also in the end of this video I'm going to include some beautiful videos for you to watch, as well as this game running in 8K resolution on 2 Titan RTXs and SLI, because pretty much if you're having 2 Titan RTXs, guys, and SLI, and you're not playing games in 8K resolution, you're wasting your money. You better would stick with 2 RTX 2080 Ti. So with my 2 Titan RTX and SLI, guys, I will show you almost all AAA games at 8K resolution, as well as a lot of games at 10K resolution, 12K resolution, and even some games at 16K resolution, at least, even if it's not playable status, at least as benchable status, as testable status. I will test it, and I will see what the value will be, you know, in terms of the performance, so we can take these numbers at the very top and we can compare it with the future GPU architectures, with the future PC hardware components. This looks like a Pixar, guys. Look at this, beautiful visuals rendered in real time. Okay, 4K at medium, guys, as you can see, doesn't require 8 gigabyte of VRAM, so it will require a little bit less than that. But I'm pretty sure that 4K resolution at medium probably will be above 6,000 megabytes, above 6 gigabytes of VRAM. Probably, but we're going to find out. Right now it's below than that. Right now it's, as you can see, 5,690 megabytes. So right now it's below 6 gigabytes of VRAM usage. But as again, 4K at medium.
Wow, what's your score? I couldn't learn. Huh? Okay. All right, let's go. This way.
So you can see, guys, we not utilizing right now our GPU as we did at with the Epic preset. So if you have 2 RTX 2080 Ti's, or if you have 2 Titan RTXs and SLI, for this particular game you want to make sure that you're playing an Epic preset. Otherwise you're going to waste a lot of your CUDA cores for nothing every second, and they're just going to be there and just, you know, doing nothing. So you want to run it maximum possible presets, including the anti-aliasing maximum possible presets, and in this way, as you can tell, we're going to be way above 100 FPS, because at medium below 100 FPS, come on. And why it happens because our GPU utilization right now is below 90%, as you can see, and pretty much medium preset, not stressing our video cards well enough. And you know, when you're running SLI, you want to stress your video cards above 90% for a good SLI scalability, above 95% to receive at least 1.9 times acceleration versus the single video card. As again, this is with the default NVIDIA profile that was available in December of 2019, and this is with the stock cooling on the Titan RTXs. I didn't replace the thermal compound, I didn't replace the cooling, it's completely stock. Dual fan design, but they're running cooler than 2 RTX 2080 Ti because they have like additional slot between of them. When RTX 2080 Ti doesn't do that, RTX 2080 Ti has a thicker cooling systems installed on them. Even at medium, the game at 4K resolution, the game looks like almost an Epic at 4K resolution, but only the GPU utilization is lower than it's supposed to be, and unfortunately. But as again, I told you the scenarios, how to fix it, and if you're going to try this at 1080p, guys, you're going to ruin your SLI completely. You better play 1080p with a single Titan RTX or with a single RTX 2080 Ti, because pretty much you're going to ruin the second video card, or they're just going to split the load 50% or 60% per GPU1 and GPU2, and you better stick with a single RTX 2080 Ti or a single Titan RTX video cards, because you will receive about the same FPS with a single video card at 1080p. But in the end of this video, real quick, I will show you what I mean. So this is, guys, the medium preset. Okay,
Just passing through, guys. No need to come out and say hi.
so you better play an Epic if you're having two RTX 2080 Ti's or two Titan RTXs, or any SLI video cards that capable to run 4K resolution in SLI. Two video cards, you better play an Epic. Stress them as the maximum as possible. So real quick, before I will let you go, so it was a medium, I just want to go ahead and switch everything to Epic and 1080p, just to show you that you're going to be wasting your Titan RTXs in SLI, and pretty much you're going to be loading your CPU 6 core 6 threads probably above 90%. So 6 core 6 threads, guys, is excellent CPU for gaming 4K resolution and above. Actually, this is not the case, but GPU1 and GPU2 utilization below 40%. So right now with a single Titan RTX, you will receive better FPS. Keep that in mind. Hopefully this makes sense. Yeah, the utilization is suck at 1080p. So guys, pretty much if you're purchasing two video cards to run in SLI for 1080p, you're making a big mistake, because you're going to waste those video cards, and you know, single Titan RTX will show you way higher FPS that you can see right now with the two Titan RTX and SLI, because the GPU utilization not even 50% per 50%, it's even lower than that. Alright guys, let me quit the game and let me show you real quick what kind of system I was running. Pretty much my VRAM was overclocked by 1600 MHz. It will be 800 MHz in MSI Afterburner, but you gotta add times 2. Which is 1600 MHz. GPU was running stock. Somehow when I'm overclocking my GPU above 40 MHz, it's crashing. And 40 MHz not gonna give you, maximum gonna give you 1 FPS, but just because right now it's running in SLI very hot and on NVIDIA thermal paste, which is by stock, which is kind of crappy thermal paste. It doesn't make any sense to overclock even by 40 MHz, because I still going to thermal throttle, because as you saw, my GPU was reaching 88 Celsius and GPU was thermal throttling itself from 1900, which is the maximum turbo boost. At stock 1900, it was lowering it itself to 1800. So to be able to overclock by additional 40 MHz, which is the maximum possible scenario overclock for two video cards in SLI. Single Titan RTX can go probably even higher than 40 MHz, but in SLI 40 MHz is your top and stable stock on a stable frequency overclock, and 40 MHz I will do that when I'm going to repaste the thermal compound, but I didn't repaste it yet. It was running completely stock. Okay, this is my CPU utilization over here. Let me show you for those naysayers. GPU benchmark by IDA 64 version 6.20.5300. So pretty much this is how to Titan RTXs and SLI scored using the OpenCL API, and the same algorithms. This is how my CPU scored at 5.3 GHz 6 core 6 threads, but using x64-bit native machine code. Okay, usually CPU doesn't score this high versus the video cards. So this is the best scenario for the CPU. Throughout the GPU benchmark through the IDA, and let me show you the cache benchmark. This is, guys, the cache benchmark. Going to show you how fast pretty much L1 cache on my CPU, L2 cache, level 2nd cache on the CPU, level 3rd cache on the CPU at the 5300 MHz per core overclock. Okay, and this is going to be how fast my DDR4, as again I was running the cheapest possible DDR4, 2133 MHz, but I was running very aggressive CL12 timings, And when I'm using CL13 timings, as it was envisioned by the Corsair 2133 MHz CL13 timings, I'm over here, I'm receiving 63 nanoseconds latency delay. But as you can see, I shifted about 5 nanoseconds latency delay when I'm using the aggressive timing CL12, and it's stable. All what you gotta do, just increase the voltage to 1.35 instead of 1.2 volts, and it will be stable at these frequencies. Okay, and when I tested 4000 MHz CL18 DDR4 on the same computer versus this 2133 CL12 aggressive timings in 3D Mark File Strike Ultra version 1.1, I scored with 2133 MHz CL12 aggressive timings, guys, 25 points more under the 3D Mark File Strike Ultra version 1.1 than in 4K resolution than DDR4 4000 MHz CL18. Can you believe it? So I do not believe in frequency value for the DDR4 memory, and I believe in the higher timings, in aggressive timings more when it comes to PC gaming scenarios. Okay. Alright guys, pretty much I showed you everything. This is my picture, and right now I'm putting some great videos for you. Don't forget to smash that like button for your support and motivation for me to create more unique content. Right now I'm putting some great 16K resolution, 8K resolution videos on this system with 2 Titan RTX through the NVLink. You don't want to miss that. As well as go ahead and check out this game at 8K resolution on this same system. You don't want to miss that as well. And guys, have a great day, and I will see you till the next time.